Good morning, you guys. So this video is going to be a little bit longer than previous week's intro videos because I have a lot to cover. So Monday's a purple day. Y'all are picking up where I left off with last week's video, just watching that invertebrate video. So nothing real big, just a video for that day. Tuesday and Wednesday, you're going to take your chapter 15.1 notes. Now, why I have it that way is similar to how we broke up the previous chapter by sections. We're doing that with this one as well. Chapter 15 for the book is incredibly long. So long that it's like 4 chapters in my Marine 2 class. So I've split it in half. So we're going to do 15.1, take a test, 15.2, take a test. So it's not so much information on you come at the end of the unit. So 15.1, we're going to focus on invertebrates and some of the simpler animals in the ocean. So we're going to go ahead and take those 15.1 notes on Tuesday and Wednesday. And then, of course, on Thursday and Friday, your substitute will play the lecture video for you of me going over said notes. Of course, homeroom, that'll be posted on Google Classroom for you to use. Now, on Thursday and Friday, this is really what I have to talk about. You're being assigned your 3D project. Now, a lot of you already know this is coming because you have buddies in Marine 2, or I know some of you have heard me talk about it before, or even my third period has had someone who's been in Marine 2 before. So we're going to go over your 3D project really quickly. So very beginning of school, literally the first day of school, you guys picked a marine animal that you wanted to focus on. Now, at the time, you didn't really know what that focus was going to be, what we were going to do with it. Here's the answer to that question. So hopefully you still love what you picked. I have put a list on Google Classroom of everyone's choices, so you can go on there if you've forgotten. Obviously, it's been a while since we went over it. So what you're going to be doing is a 2-part project. It's going to be a project and test grade. So very similar to the plate tectonics project that we did back in the first semester. So first half of this is going to be creating a 3D model of the animal that you have chosen. And the second half is going to be a PowerPoint presentation that you are going to give in class. Now, with this being said, this is a lot of work. This is a big project. I'm assigning it to you now. It's not due until after spring break. When I return to class, you guys are bringing in your projects. So those due dates are posted on the rubric. Under your classwork tab, I have made a project section that will have all of the rubrics, examples, expectations, everything you need to know. All the instructions are going to be under that tab so you can access it, because obviously this is due for a few weeks. So you have over a month to work on this. So I'm not taking late work. I'm not taking excuses. If you have any questions, ask them now. You cannot switch your animal. You can't change it. I have them all written down. So what you got is what you're stuck with. Some of y'all are cursing right now, and some of y'all are thanking the Lord. So with that being said, you're going to have this 2-part project. I'm going to go through these rubrics really quickly. And if you have any questions, email me now. Do not wait until the last second. Okay, so let me pull up this rubric. All right, so the first portion of this and the biggest portion of this is going to be the actual 3D model. Now, if you take a look around my classroom, you can see there's several different examples. There's the octopus back in the back corner that I did. There's a couple turtles on the walls. There's a combination of different things. There's a sarcastic French head up above one of the fish tanks over there. So number of different examples. These are all 3D models from previous students of mine that you can kind of see what I'm talking about. So I'm going to go through this rubric. This is on your Google Classroom, so you can look over it and kind of see how those points are awarded. So content model has got to be 3-dimensional. Obviously, this means it cannot be flat. It's got to be made from a variety of materials, and I get this question every year. No, don't bring me in a fish. If you picked a redfish and you're a fisherman and you go out to the ocean to catch me a redfish, don't bring me a dead redfish. I don't want it. You have to make it. But with that being said, it cannot be made from a pre-made kit. It can't be made from any pre-made structure. You can't bring me a stuffed animal that's already been made. I've had people who have made stuffed animals. I've had people that have knitted it, anything like that. That's fine. It just can't be something that's you went to the store and bought it and then turned it in. You have to make it. For sanitary reasons, please don't bring any food items. I do hang these up the last 9 weeks and display them, and obviously I keep some of them in the classroom, so I really don't want rotten food. So no food items can be used in the making of said project. But as far as the materials that you use, that's completely up to you. Size-wise, now this is going to be different depending on your animal that you've chosen, but your entire model has to be at least a foot in size. Now, if you have a bottlenose dolphin, that could mean a foot long. Dolphin has to be a foot long. If you have a box jellyfish, that could be a foot tall. That is the length or the height it has to be. Now, typically the projects that I get are bigger than that. You can make it as big as you want to, but that is the minimum required on it. It has to be a foot. And yes, I do break out the ruler and slap that puppy down and measure every single project. So, it has to be a foot. Realism. Now, all components of the model have to be realistic in their appearance as much as possible. This means shape, color, etc. So when I say color, if you have a clownfish and it's orange and white and you construct a clownfish out of construction paper, you can use orange and white construction paper. That's fine. Or if you just use regular paper or styrofoam or whatever the case may be, you can paint it. That's fine too. As long as those colors are accurate, the shape is accurate, I should be able to look at your 3D model and know what it is right off the bat. So that's how those points are awarded. If I look at it and I'm like, I have no idea what that's supposed to be, that's where you're gonna have a little bit of an issue. Now, effort and neatness. This is typically where I get most of my point deductions. So I'm giving you over a month of time to work on this, plus that full week of spring break you're off. So hopefully that's more than enough time. This is definitely the most time I've given anytime I've ever assigned this project, and y'all lucked out, and that's because I'm on leave. So when I return, you'll have had an extra 2 weeks from what I normally assign to this project. So adequate effort giving to producing a well-made and accurate model. Any last-minute, messy, or poorly constructed work is going to result in deductions. I was born yesterday, you guys. I know when y'all did it the night before. I've even gone to the grocery store the night before and seen kids buying the material for their projects that evening. So please take advantage of all these weeks I've given you to plan, get your materials, construct, paint, whatever you have to do. The octopus that I built, I had to do that sucker over a couple of times because it didn't work out the way I had it planned in my head. So please, please do not wait until the last second for this, you guys. Creativity. This kind of takes us right back to effort. Exceptionally clever, it's unique, shows that you understand the animal, you know the color, you know what it looks like. It's engaging, it's captivating, it doesn't look a hot mess, all right? And then of course, extra credit opportunity is always available for my projects. So if you produce an exceptional model, like I said, I have plenty around the room, but some of them are from 4 years ago and are falling apart, unfortunately, and need to be replaced. So if you bring me a model that is just outstanding, then of course I'm definitely happy to award that extra credit for this test grade. So it could definitely help some of you guys. So this rubric is on Google Classroom. Feel free to access it any point in time. Now the other, the other half of this project is going to be the PowerPoint. Again, this rubric, I'm just going to go through it really quick. It is on Google Classroom. Now the PowerPoint, I am going to give you a couple of in-class days at the end of this 9 weeks to work on it, just because I know that 3D model takes up a lot of time. But your PowerPoint is going to be on that same exact organism you chose, same exact organism that you're doing your project on. So the grading rubric is on there, shows you how to organize it. I literally lay it out for you with what slides you need to have. So there's one on appearance, there's one on habitat, there's one on lifespan, there's one on what they eat, etc., etc. I literally tell you exactly what each slide needs to have. Now the PowerPoint needs to have a good bit of information. I did include the example that I created. That would be considered a good PowerPoint. That's the amount of information I'm looking for. Don't put a sentence and a whole bunch of pictures in there and expect to get full credit just for one sentence per slide. That's not going to cut it. Do your research. Make sure your topic is focused. You have a good bit to discuss. You will be presenting this in front of the class. That is a part of your grade, is the actual presentation of it. And it needs to be professional in manner, please. So with that being said, again, all of these rubrics are on Google Classroom, everything you need to know. If anyone has any questions about this project, either portion of it, ask now. If you come to a road bump or you need help, please ask. I am more than happy to help you guys. I've been doing this for the last several years, so I've seen what works and what doesn't. So please reach out. Don't wait until the last second. And I'm more than happy to help you guys. So if anyone has any questions, email me, and I hope you all have a wonderful week.